Boys, before we jump in, if this podcast has ever helped you think more clearly, respond more calmly, or feel less alone in the quiet parts of fatherhood, hit follow on Spotify or Apple. Leave a review if these conversations have helped sharpen you, not just comfort you. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're a dad in the local London, Ontario area, we host a monthly dad walk where fathers get together. We walk, we talk, we connect. No pressure, no speeches, just real conversations. Watch our Instagram at the Dad Edit Podcast for updates on the next Dad Walk. All right, let's get into it. Episode 33 of the Dad Edit Podcast, Mental Health for Dads, when anxiety and depression doesn't look like sadness. It's an odd title. When people think about depression, you picture sadness. You picture low energy. You picture over emotions or crying. Picture withdrawal. But for many men, especially fathers, we don't have time for that. Depression doesn't look like it. Sometimes it looks like anger. Sometimes it looks like shutting down. Sometimes it looks like working constantly and never slowing down. The next project, the next project, the next project. Because many men were never taught how to recognize emotional struggle in ourselves. And when pressure builds, providing, parenting, relationships, expectations, those feelings often come out sideways. In this episode, I want to talk about ways that anxiety and depression show up in us, what we've experienced, why men sometimes struggle to recognize it in themselves, how fathers can start to understand the emotional signals that often go unnoticed. Because if we don't recognize it, we can't deal with it. Male depression often hides behind behavior. Speaking from experience, before fatherhood, I can think back to a time where I was at my darkest. I was having trouble with a situation. I turned to drinking. Drinking turned to fighting for me. So I remember getting blackout drunk, running into a guy that I knew from downtown, and then was like shoving people on the street. I got into a fight with a homeless dude. Yelled at him, got in a fight, and then I got choked out by someone pulling me off of him, thrown into a cab, sent home. When I look back at that situation, it was all because I was fucking depressed. But it came out in me in substance abuse, in anger, and reckless behavior. I didn't realize that was depression and anxiety. And it reared its head so hard in that moment. And I can always think back to that, and now I can put myself in my shoes back then and see how dark I was, how bad my thoughts were, how it could have went a bad way, a worse way, right? Have you guys noticed that maybe when your mental health shifts, that it's not just sadness, you're not just crying in bed? Have you guys seen how your depression or anxiety can come out?
For myself, it's shutting down. Really, putting up a mask, just shutting down, not communicating, just going through the motions, and just on top of that, saying, "It is what it is. This is the life I chose." But it's not the life I chose. It's the life I've created, not addressing the underlying issues, right? So for me, it never was really substance abuse or nothing like that. It was just shutting down, putting up a wall. And in turn, that affected the energy in the house. It affected my girls, my young girls. It affected my wife. And it was very selfish for me. So yeah, for me, it was just not communicating, shutting down, just putting the walls up. That's when I kind of realized that something was wrong. And I had to man up and address it. And then having my significant other putting up the flags, what's going on here? You're very distant, this and that. What's up? You need to talk. And me being stubborn, not communicating and shit like that, right? So yeah, I know one of my triggers is when I start getting just start really isolating myself. I know there's something wrong, Yeah.
Seeing the signs, realizing that there is something to start looking at, right? It's fair. I think a lot of guys do that. They quiet, they shut down, they go dark, or put up a wall and pretend. I know, like, sometimes, the loudest, funniest guy in the room is putting up that mask, and really he's feeling the worst when he's alone, and I know I would personally go and seek out being social and doing things instead of being quiet and being alone and being in the dark. So it'd be that kind of thing. Like, you see a lot of comedians out there, they're the funniest guys, but when they're off stage, it's another story, right?
Yeah, just putting up that front.
Yeah.
So, do you think a lot of men struggle without realizing what's happening? Do you think that's common? I think it's just hard.
Looking at myself, my thought process, I think some are just lazy and don't want to address what's in the room. They rather just avoid.
And it's hard too when you're in the midst of it, like you've mentioned before. You have to learn. So when you start to go into a mode, and it takes your wife being like, "What's going on?" Like, you're quiet. You're like, "Fuck!" Like, I didn't realize. I think that we slip into these, and when it's not outright like, I don't want to leave bed and like clinical depression, it's not as obvious to us. I know for myself that when I'm at home and I'm getting a bit more fucking irritated at things, and I'm starting to get antsy, and I have more anger in me, and little things are setting me off at work. I gotta step back, go, whoa, like, you're in a mode. What's going on?
Yeah.
What? Oh, you're sad because you didn't get to play enough video games this week, or you don't feel like you got enough you time, or you're disappointed you didn't get to go out with your wife that weekend. Whatever it is, I think we have to. I feel like a lot of us, even us being, very self-aware individuals, who don't realize when it's happening. We have to become more alert.
Yes.
To understand the signs, especially if your depression shows up as, irritability, short temperature or temper, emotional withdrawal, constant working, low motivation, numbness instead of sadness. You have to realize that these things are happening and what that draws to.
And that's why I use the word laziness, because you have to put in the work. Stop being lazy, put in the work to self-reflect, because it's a lot, man. And sometimes it feels embarrassing and like, why do I have to take this time to fucking figure out my feelings? What the fuck? I'm not time for it.
Maybe
Then I'm a man. Like, what the hell? I got too much on my shoulders that people are depending on me. I don't got time to fucking self-reflect and analyze. Stop being lazy, bro. Take that time. Learn that discipline to know who you are as an individual. Know yourself as a father, as a husband, as a friend, as a head in the community. Like, take that time. Stop being lazy. Read a fucking book so you could figure out, like, when am I at my fucking best? I might be going on a rant, but it's just, I want to take this. When am I at my best? When I'm fucking waking up early, praying, when I'm opening up my word, when I'm reading different books about emotional intelligence, when I'm in the fucking gym, when I'm running, when I'm around the boys, going to fucking like, put in that fucking work so you can know yourself and you can recognize those fucking signs. That shit ain't right, bro. And no, this is not okay. And no, this is not the life I chose. This is what you're creating, bro. Stop being lazy. And,
it's interesting because I feel like we feel like it's selfish to take time for ourselves to reflect. Like you said, I got what feels like to me the whole world on my shoulders. I got to be at work. I got to be emotionally stable. I need to be there for everyone else. I can't take time to, oh, I'm fucking sad about what, bitch? But we can.
Yes.
That's part of not letting the world crumble on your shoulders, or what we feel like is taking the time to address your fucking issues. To being a man isn't no problem. I'll check that problem. We'll put that away. It's addressing it. It's addressing it in a mature, structured, logical approach and saying, Bro, why am I fucked up right now? Because I'm sad because I don't make enough money. Well, fuck it, let's make some more money. Let's get after it. What do I need to do? Or I need more time. How do I make more time? I don't get enough time to myself. Okay, let's logically think about this, dickhead. How do you do that? All right, I gotta go to the gym on my lunch break. I have an hour-long lunch. I'm going to the gym.
Pump for that, bro. I respect you big time that you take that little bit of time on your break, my dude, where you can just be like, go have a smoke. No, let me go fucking to the gym, and this is gonna help me fucking analyze myself better because I'm gonna be in a better mental state and shit like that. Like, you're doing the footwork. Stop being fucking lazy.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. So that's so well said. And dude, if you're listening to this, as a man, you have to take that time and correct these behaviors, because it is not acceptable to be highly fucking irritable, to have a short temper, to emotionally withdraw from your family. It is not fair to them. That is a selfish behavior. Sitting down with your partner, with yourself, and saying, oh, what the fuck's going on? Like, I got to fix this. I got to fix myself. That's not selfish. That's not cowardly. Not doing that shit is bullshit.
Yes, man.
You have to do them. You have to put in that work.
You have to go through that uncomfortable fucking stage of addressing whatever it is. And boys, I get it. It fucking feels like, it feels like shit. But if you attack that mountain in front of you and not just try to find a fucking detour route, you go straight at it, you'll be a better fucking individual for it. You'll be a better fucking man, a better father, better husband, whatever the case is. Face it dead on. Stop trying to avoid it. Yeah, for real.
That's good. We went on a bit of a rant, though. I liked that, though. Oh, do you think that do you think we sometimes mistake emotional exhaustion for anger? I know for myself, in some of my reflections, we're males. We're aggressive by nature. I feel like when I'm tapped out in my emotions, whether it's work, I've been switched on, I gotta be mentally fucking ready for everything. I come home and anger comes out. I'm not realizing in the moment that it's because I'm emotionally exhausted.
Yeah.
So when I come home, rather than giving my kid fucking, all right, check work, let's go. Like, what up, buddy? Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you doing that?
Mm-hmm.
And I get upset. Anger comes out when you're exhausted. But you have to have that reflection. You have to have, whether it's your partner or yourself, to be like, okay, buddy, like, let's put that aside for now. Let's deal with it when he goes down for a nap and figure out why this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel we're missing that we're emotionally exhausted?
Yeah, maybe you were never taught how to put the words to how you're feeling. Like, maybe you were shown the tools that you need to deal with all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like Ryan said, help books, audiobooks, if you're not a quick reader, like, they do really, they trigger something, they get you thinking. Even if you try 1 out of 100 of these tools or tricks, like, that might be what helps you.
Audiobooks are great. I'm a fucking slow reader.
Yeah.
By the time I finish one page and on to the next one, I forgot the previous one. So if y'all are like me, where you don't want to allocate the time, that commute to work, 15, 20 minutes, I put on audiobooks. I've gone through several books now. I think that's a brilliant way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And learn the tools if you don't have them. And you might be able to label these feelings that you're having or not. I don't know, but give it a shot.
Yeah.
Trying something is better than just stewing and feeling like shit all the time. Like, do it for yourself, but do it for everybody around you as well. It feels better, man, and you won't die as young, right? All the stress and we only have a few years on this planet, and you want to enjoy some of them, don't you?
Yeah. For real, for real. And if you're that type of guy that's out there that's not big on like family, there's people that are raised a different way. They don't have the aunties and uncles. They don't have the cousins. They don't even have that great relationship with the coworkers or whatever. They feel like the outcasts in their adult years. Big man, you have to, your lifeline, you got to put yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell my my daughter, my middle daughter, Anna, like, she's in university. she's not really finding like that clique or that group that is working for her, but she's putting herself out there by going to like pep rallies and going to like clubs and stuff. Like she's putting herself out there. See, she goes to like women only nights of painting and wine, and she's meeting different age groups and different people. She's putting herself out there. So sometimes as men, if we don't have that automatic support system, you got to kind of put yourself out there. You got to find a community. You got to step out in faith. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that's put in front of you that you can't get through. Sometimes the tool's out there, but you just have to put yourself out there. This is what we're trying to build here with the Dad Edit, right? We're trying to build that community, that emotional, intelligent community where we can support each other and things. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it feels uncomfortable, but you have to learn that, you know, you got to get through that uncomfort to find what you need, to get the tools that you need to be a better person.
Nobody's coming to save you. You got to put in a little effort and it'll pay off. Once you plant that garden, it'll grow. And
100%, brother.
But I agree, like, just like your daughter's doing, she's going out trying different things. Like, I 100%, you're creating luck, and chance doesn't just happen. You have a better opportunity of running into, like, let's say you're single and you're looking for the person. You're never going to find it by sitting at home alone.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta stop by the bookstore, stop by the gym, stop by the hardware store, go out and sit and drink your coffee in public, or go for a walk in the park. I don't know. You're much more likely to create chance and create something for yourself that's positive if you attempt anything.
Yes. That how it's tight.
You have to build community. You have to have someone. It's good to have self-reflection when we're talking about when we're in a negative space. But you know, one of the best things that you said is your wife says, "Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, like,
Quiet." My girl says, "Hey, you seem off. Like what's that? Could I help with anything?" You know, having someone, whether it's the boys around you, is so important so that you can do that self-reflection. You can't do it alone. You have to go out, meet people, create the opportunity. I think what's difficult, what adds to this depression and feeling isolated, is we feel falsely connected with everyone because Instagram, Facebook, texting, you have arguably the most connection to people, the most ability to connect with people, but nothing's in person. All feels disingenuated. Even when we text, like, it's hard to get emotion through the text. Once in a while, like, we have a good, just like, I went to boxing, and we're like, fuck yeah, bro, that's sick.
Yeah.
And you get that, but it's hard to read emotion through text. But we feel like we're connected. No text ever compares to what we sit down and do right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to find community.
Yeah.
And I just want to reiterate what Ryan was saying. That is what we're trying to do here. These dad walks, man, come out to a dad walk. You don't got to say nothing. I don't have to care about what you're going through. Just the fact that you're showing up is important, man. And we're just three strangers. We don't got to be. We won't be for long. If you've been listening, we're probably on the same page. Just come out to a dad walk. Like, you are not alone, bro. Take the time. It's a half hour, an hour. You cut out early. Just show up and go home, whatever you want. But just understand that there's a community of dudes out there that don't give a fuck.
Yo,
There's no judgment. It's that.
I'm gonna throw this in here because this is why I love doing what we're doing, and with the idea of we're gonna reach people that need that sense of community. I have a guy, one of my employees, that is going through a tough time right now. Like, he lost his older brother, and like, as a man, you know, I seen that great guy at work, does what he has to do. He's not super positive, but he comes in with a good attitude, ready to work, do his thing. And I just sensed he was off, right? Like, I knew about his brother's passing by, and I just sensed that things were off for him. And then one day I just found him in the locker room. I went to go take a leak, and he was sobbing in the locker room, bro. And I'm like, yo, bro, everything's okay. And he's like, man, it is hard right now. Like, I'm going through it. I don't have that person that I can just unload on about just family and everything. I'm like, yo, bro, you know what? Take my number. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm there for you. I know I'm your boss and everything, but if you just need to outside of work, just talk, unleash, vent, I got your back. I'm like, yo, we have this thing. I know I posted it in the lunchroom every now and then. We have this thing when we go out, we call it the dad walk, bro. You're more than fucking welcome to come out. And there's no big expectation, bro. It's just fathers being fathers in nature, getting fresh air to support each other.
It's fun, man. It's we don't do nothing. Go for a walk. It is so
liberating, bro.
Yeah.
It's liberating. And like the conversations come out of it, ideas come out of it. Like, so I just presented that to him, and it was just like the way he received it, it made me feel so great. Like, yo, I might be able to save somebody from a dark, spiraling type of path just by community and brotherhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's
shoulder
important, bro.
time for guys. Like, you don't need to sit and have a really deep conversation. Even just having a brother walk beside you,
Dog.
feeling that support.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's it.
Like the shoulder time, man.
Gone are the days of nights out and girls having to, we need that community too, bro, as men. Yeah, we need it.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, man.
Do you think part of this whole problem is that, culturally we look at emotional suppression as strength? You're a strong man because you don't let anything shake you.
100%.
Because you don't present it. And I feel like that's so detrimental. I think that, like I said earlier, your strength comes from objectively looking at why you feel like shit. You don't have to, I don't believe you need to be, and even then it depends on the situation. I was going to say, you don't have to be sitting there in a ball crying, but that shit's okay too.
Yeah.
As long as you can step out and say, what's going on? Be okay with it. If I lost a family member, bro, that is okay that I'm in my fucking emotions. But reach out to someone. Be smart.
Yes, Andy. Yeah.
It's okay to say, I'm not okay, right?
Yeah, man.
But I think culturally that's been part of the problem is that, we get our ups from going through fucking traumatic shit and be like, bro, you only seem like it's phasing you. Good job. That's sick, dude.
Yeah. We want to lean away from that for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel as society evolves, like that caveman mentality of how we were raised, well, myself at least, of the man just taking care of everything and not giving a fuck about his emotional intelligence is like, it's changing, right?
Yeah.
I'm cutting that out in my household. Like, we have a greater consciousness of mental health, which wasn't there like 20 years ago. As we evolve it as a society, it's allowing us as men to understand these emotions that we're having and allowing us a place to address these emotions and not being shunned for it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Learning to recognize emotional signals early is the utmost importance. If you don't have that tool, man, I highly recommend looking into ways to develop it.
Yeah, man.
What do you guys feel like dads actually, what do you feel like we should be watching for in ourselves? How do we create those triggers? How do we acknowledge that?
If it's not going to be outer, pay attention to if it's not going to be inner, be very conscious of paying attention to your outer surroundings, how your family's reacting to you when you come home, or the conversations that come up within the household. Those can be triggers for that you're not in a good space. Like the wife asking you, is everything okay? The kids not wanting to bother you and because the daddy's feeling a certain way. Just pay attention to your surroundings of even at work. You might hear employees like the other day, my co-worker leader was like, you good? Yeah, I'm good. He's like, yeah. Buddy made a comment today like, oh, Aryan feels off. Why is he so like, like, just pay attention to your surroundings, and then that gives you a chance to check yourself. Okay. It's okay to have these feelings. You're not an expert. What's not okay is addressing those negative feelings. If it's negative, you have to address them, bro. And that's where the laziness, I'm like, stop being lazy, bro. Like, don't avoid it. You have to face it head on. And then you have to seek the tools to move forward. And I feel like today's society, man, is becoming less fearful of figuring it out and not being judged by outward things, right?
Like, don't you want to level up, and don't you want to feel good and be somebody that other people want to be a bit around and that look up to you, that kind of thing, right?
And recognizing that emotional state is so important. What I've had to learn is, especially because mine comes out so much in irritability and anger, is I've referenced this before. I think we did an episode on anger. I was at work and I go to take a piss. I'm staring at the urinal and I just like had a realization, like, whew, I'm in a bad fucking mood. Like, I am pissy today. Okay, that's what we're in today. Fuck. Okay. As long as I'm recognizing, maybe in the moment, I don't have time. I'm at work. I know that I need to limit my interactions because I'm being a dickhead for no reason. Once I'm out of work, when I'm driving home, I'd go, the fuck happened today? Why was I like that? What's going on?
I like that. You're taking the time to evaluate.
It has to happen. Identify the problem. Identify that you're not talking as much at home, that you've gone quiet. I do that shit at work all the time. And I cloud it with, a lie that I tell myself when someone's like, whoa, you seem off. No, I'm just in the zone. There's a difference. There's like flow state, and then there's like, I'm pissy and I'm just not fucking talking because I don't want to bite anyone.
Yeah.
You have to recognize those feelings when you slip into it, and then not being lazy when you can circle back and address it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Why was I doing that today?
And we're not saying that the problem's fixed right away.
Nope.
But just realizing.
Yep.
And then putting in the work.
And if it's genuinely, depression or anxiety, like, it will take time.
Yeah.
It's a state. And usually I would argue that men allow it to get to one of the worst possible states that it can be in before it's addressed. It takes us a long time until it's like the straw that broke the camel's back and I have a fucking crash out at home and someone punches a hole through a wall or does some crazy shit. Now you're like, fuck,
Yeah.
I have to deal with this. You've created a problem. It's hard for us to get there, but you have to recognize it early and start to say, all right, this is the modem, man.
Yeah.
I gotta let some people know, hey boys, like, today I'm feeling off. I'm dealing with some shit. I just need you guys to know I've been on fucking edge. Or talk to your partner when you get home and be like, what a fucking day. Like, this, that, and the other thing happened. I'm sorry if I'm off today.
Yeah.
I'm going through it. And sometimes there is a very far underlying issue that you gotta handle, or it's surface level.
Yeah.
But the recognition and not being lazy, I really like that term of not being lazy. I think that's key. Do you think that there's habits we can implement to help prevent emotional burnout?
Journaling.
Yeah.
Writing down your emotions, right? Why you're feeling, like what the situation is and why you're feeling. Journaling would be key.
Why does that feel so uncomfortable to do? I know writing it out is probably going to help me. I can't for the life of me put pen to paper.
It's a life. For my time on this earth and my understanding, I reflect journaling to fucking writing in a diary. I'm not a fucking female.
Yeah.
Fucking man. I don't need to write my shit down.
I'm not a girl in high school talking about her crush.
That's what I associate journaling with. And I
Culture
took the
is
time
a thing.
to get past that this is therapeutic, bro. This is when you can write down your investigation of self, write down certain things, and then maybe reflect back to it in a day or two. Okay, I noticed that this and this and this happens when I'm fucking feeling off, and then not being lazy and then seeking the tools and then still writing it down. I tried this, kind of helped out, but didn't work out, this and that. Like, journaling is a key thing that I'm trying to learn how to implement.
It's a conscious action, and maybe that could be the hang up. It's like that you're putting a secret down in a permanent kind of way.
It'd be so cool. Like, being a data-driven person, I would love to be able to go I would hate to do it for a year every day, but I would love to go back and look at a year of writing. What were your thoughts? And like take myself back to like, oh man, January last time when I was just about to have Lincoln. What was I going through? What was that emotion like? What was I thinking? Part of this podcast for me is journaling out loud. It's I want to go back in 2 years and listen to what I expected teenhood to be like, or expected toddlerhood to be like, or expected me to discipline him, or is there an episode that comes out that says, boys, I yelled at my kid for the first time. Here's how it made me feel. That's what this becomes for me. I love the data side of it. The self-reflection of going back and looking at all that is so cool. But I still have the hang up of, man, but I gotta write down my emotions.
With anything else, it just takes fucking discipline.
Mhm.
Or you going to the gym at fucking lunch.
Yeah.
It fucking, bro, this sucks. But I bet you 6 months from now, bro, this fucking sucks. Like you flexing in the, like you put in the work.
Yeah.
Put in the fucking work. And that's what you have to put in front of yourself. Fuck, this is so boring.
But these are all tools too. Like the gym is a good outlet to boost some of those chemicals in you that'll make you feel good. You might walk away after exhausted, which you should, but you burned off some of that anxious energy, that anger, that whatever you've written down. Once you finish your paragraph of how you're feeling, you can say, okay, boom, done, close the book. That's done and off your shoulders. You wrote it down, now it's over there, and you've got it out. If you want to go back and read it, sure, but that's done and over. You can, you use those tools. Go out into nature and reconnect with the world and who we are. If we're just walking around this earth, as
Going for a walk is
just
such a good habit.
that's a meditation type thing. Maybe listening to the birds, like they're just doing their thing. Like these are all tools.
And it just becomes easier after time. And then you can reflect on, like you said, going back afterwards. But you get that discipline at first. It's boring. It is what it is. But after a while, you stick with it. And then you start seeing the benefits from it.
Mm.
And that's
You know what I'm saying?
the purpose of this question, right, is what habits can we do to help prevent this emotional burnout? And I think it's what I like about what you guys have both said about the journaling side is you put your thoughts to paper. At least you get that expression of emotion out.
Yeah.
And you can go back and look at it and go, what the fuck was I talking about?
Yeah.
Like, why was I so angry? This is such a simple thing. I do that at work when I'm talking through ideas and I'm brainstorming, and in my head, if I was just left to my devices, this is the greatest idea in the world. I'm going to fucking cure cancer. As soon as I start speaking it out loud, I'm like, that's ridiculous. What am I talking about? I'm smoking crack, right? Like writing it down is so beneficial in that way. All of these are habits, going to the gym helps prevent emotional burnout. It is arguably one of the best antidepressants you can take is go to the gym. Now that doesn't mean that you don't need medication to get yourself off the couch and out of the house and into the gym, but the gym is proven scientifically to be one of the best antidepressants out there. Move your body, do strength training. It is so fucking beneficial. Amazing. And for me, picking up momentum, I haven't been in the gym for a while. I'm going back, I'm going at lunch. The first 2 weeks, talked. I didn't want to go. I don't want to go back to work after. It takes me more time to get ready, go to the gym, drop my shit, change, then finish my workout, go. All my transportation takes longer than my workouts. My workouts are 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It takes me longer out of my lunch break, the only time I get during the day to myself at work. It takes more time doing the activity than the actual activity. But I fucking love it now. And I feel I don't like the weekends because I don't go to the gym on my lunch break. Right? The weekends are just my time, but I feel like I'm missing out now. That's the habit that's created, and it's helped me out so much mentally.
Yeah, man. Figuring out a hobby too. What do you enjoy, brother?
Yeah.
And making it a hobby. Like, you love fucking barbecuing up fucking ribs? Let's go.
Boys, we've seen a sick community of them.
There you go. Find that community, turn into a hobby. Put something positive in front of it, man. Not everything has to be so negative. Life holds you down sometimes, but you fight back with positivity, you know what I'm saying, and structure in a positive way to fight those dark battles, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
We've talked so many times about, positive behaviors and when we were all doing the Muay Thai thing and I was running, like how quickly one habit, another habit, small little changes compound out and relieve pressure, right? So quickly we went to Muay Thai a couple times just on a Friday. Then I wanted to start running so I could up my cardio for our Friday session. Then I wanted to, I want to hydrate more because I'm sweating like a pig. Then I'm taking these sodium hydration packs to help me, and those made me feel great. I wanted to get good night's sleep. I wanted to start to eat better. I wanted to start to work out at the gym, not to get buff or strong, but to be more conditioned for Muay Thai. This one change, this one thing that we did, 1 hour every Friday, rippled into this like massive brick of change. And at the time I had lost 40 pounds. I was getting in shape. I was feeling good. At the end of our sessions, like I felt high. Like I felt so up. We brought Ryan in. Ryan was like influencing people in the gym. Just the energy you brought. Like we became a force in that gym. We were the podcast guys. We were like, people liked us going.
Yeah.
In the few weeks we were there.
Yeah. It brought that positive, I'm ready to conquer shit. My boys with me too. So let's get this going. What's next?
Yeah.
What's next is you guys are going to teach me how to lift weight. You build that muscle. That's that ripple effect. I started doing one thing. Oh, I'm out of breath. I'm seeing stars because I just did 350 push-ups or whatever. Yeah, forced us to do there, and I want to do better. So, but first I need to go back to the gym and build some muscle. And I'm looking at you guys. I never wanted to lift weights before, but now I do because I have a goal in mind. There's a purpose to the building that muscle towards that kind of thing.
Yeah,
which is so sick, man. It is crazy how little changes compound so hard. What was the something of good habits? It was a book you were reading.
Oh yeah, Atomic Habits. That's what it was. 1% move the needle, just 1% each day. If you eventually, you'll get to,
do that. Move the needle, just little.
If you're into music, write one lyric per day. Just do it on your phone, whatever. And eventually you'll have a full song or art, whatever. If you want to learn how to paint, just do something. Sit down and just start. And even if it's shit in 100 days from now, it'll be good.
Hell yeah. Strapping those fucking skills. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. If you're into woodworking, make a cutting board, man. I'll take the cutting board. I need a new cutting board. Let's go. I'll support your craft, and it's great.
Yeah. So I think it's important. Things like what we do right now, the role of conversations with other men is super important. It doesn't have to be, y'all don't need to get in your feels, but it will come out, right? Not every conversation has to be a fucking podcast. You just have some chats, see that someone else is in the same mode. You can get the energy. It's hard being around you guys when you guys are feeling up to not be like, shit, I gotta catch up. I gotta get my energy up. Okay, let's go to the gym. And when I'm up, I know that you guys want to.
Hell yeah.
Like it is such it's
give and take, man.
It's amazing. It is important for you, the listener. It doesn't have to be the dad edit community. It doesn't have to be the dad walk, but find bros in your life doing whatever they're doing to just talk to. It doesn't have to be deep, like Jeff said. Just have masculine conversation.
Yeah, man.
It's impactful, man.
As you grow older, I really feel it's like a lifeline to find that sense of belonging that you had when you're in high school. As an adult too, surround yourself with self-minded people, and it becomes a lifeline for real. Like not every conversation, like you said, is going to be deep, but it sets the stage for those deep conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have some novelty to your life by trying new things and doing new things. Like I wanted to do scuba diving. I didn't know if I could do it. I went to the pool there. Like they had a 2.5 hour session where you can try it and it's like, oh fuck, this is super cool. I've never gone back.
But you put yourself out there,
And there's a community out there. Yeah,
You never know like what you might stumble upon, right?
hell yeah.
yeah, don't limit yourself, man. I know that there's rock climbing, there's fucking boxing, there's kickboxing,
Cars.
there's cars, a huge community. Just get out there, show interest.
Find what suits you too.
Yeah.
If you're a Pokemon,
Oh, Pokemon
you
come.
want to rip cards, there's a community out there for you too, man. Like, you don't have to fully change self to fit in. Find what works. Put in some work to find what works. You know what I'm saying?
So to close this out, a reflection that I have is, for many fathers, the hardest part of emotional struggle is recognizing it, because it doesn't always look like sadness. Sometimes it looks like frustration. It looks like distance. It looks like working harder and harder just to avoid slowing down. But awareness changes things. When fathers understand their own emotional signals, they gain the ability to respond differently.
Yes.
And that doesn't just help them, it helps their families too. Boys, if this episode resonated with you, come find us on Instagram at the Dad Editor Podcast. If you are someone who needs to reach out, always reach out to us. I answer all DMs. If you're having an issue, fucking contact us. I'm okay with that. Watch our page for our next Dad Walk. If you're in the London area and you want to connect with other fathers having real conversations in person, come on out. If you know a dad who might need to hear this conversation, share this episode with him. Boys, we is all we got. Thank you.